Your home's Zestimate. Can you really trust it? Hey, I'm Jason McMichael, the house dealer. This is my wife, Selena McMichael, and I guess you could call her Mrs. House Dealer.
Together we are a team, and I'm actually in charge of our marketing for our real estate team. Today Jason is here to kind of discuss what Zillow shows you online. Some people have a misconception about their Zestimate, and we get calls all the time wondering if their house will sell for the Zestimate price, higher, lower. So he's going to dive into some of the details about how Zillow comes to that conclusion and finds that number.
Yeah, so Zillow does their Zestimate off of what's called an AVM. That's an automated valuation model. So that's done through AI, through market data that Zillow gathers from different sources, and those sources are off of data that's reported. Well, guess what? Mississippi is a non-disclosure state. So that market data that's reported is not always accurate, or it doesn't get reported at all. So Zillow has to pull that data in hopes of getting an accurate evaluation.
So you're telling me the house that we just sold, the Zestimate before we sold it was less than what it sold for? Can you explain?
Yeah, so we just sold a house recently, very recently, in which the Zestimate was 15% off, over 15% off. Now that doesn't sound like a whole lot of money maybe, but if it's a $700,000 house or an $800,000 house, in which case this was, the Zillow Zestimate was off by $100,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it really is, and the sellers could have missed out on that had they say maybe a for sale by owner and they just went with the Zestimate to price it. What can a realtor do that is different from Zillow?
Well, so realtors have access to the data real time, number one. So market change, the market's changed so rapidly, especially in today's market. So realtors have access to real-time data, number one. They have access to accurate data. For instance, all the sold that goes into the MLS, the realtors can pull those individually out of the MLS to see what the houses sold for. Comparison with Zillow is Zillow does a broad overview of a house, right? So they're looking at square footages, bedrooms, bathrooms, and they throw them all into a pool, right? Let's say, for instance, you've recently updated your home, you've recently built a shop, or you've recently added an outdoor kitchen, or some of those things that Zillow has no idea about. Well, as a real person, as a realtor, you will be able to see those things and understand those things to help get a more accurate valuation of the home. Maybe you have some deferred maintenance that Zillow doesn't know about and they have your house overpriced. Maybe you need a new roof. Maybe you need updating, painting, flooring. Zillow doesn't understand those things, so the Zestimate can be off on the low side as well.
Right, and I've seen that as well. I'm just wondering, that was a confusion. So Zillow doesn't know if I've updated the carpet or if I've put new flooring, if I've added a pool. So it just goes off of the data it has from the last time the house sold, which could have been never, right?
Yeah, some houses have not even been recorded as being sold in the MLS, and that's really inaccurate for a Zestimate. They have no way of understanding any details about that home because there's no data ever been reported on anything. So without some type of data being reported on that home, Zillow really doesn't have an idea of what that home's worth.
So that takes us into a question is, a lot of people say I'm going to do a for sale by owner because I don't have to pay a realtor and I don't have to, I can save a lot of money. And that is true in some sense, but what we understand is that a lot of things that realtors do, I don't think people realize the liability that they carry. So can you tell us a couple of things about what is the advantage of having a realtor versus for sale by owner?
Well, so the first thing that we do when we're representing a seller is we come out and we do an evaluation, a personalized evaluation of your property. And we gather the data, the full picture of the piece of property, whether you've done these upgrades or whether you have deferred maintenance or whatever may be going on with your home. And then we give you a price point of where we believe, according to that data, that you should price your home. Now, overpricing a home can be just as bad as underpricing your home. If you overprice your home and it sits on the market and you start having to chase the market, you typically take less for your home in the end versus pricing your home right to begin with. So there's really no way to take the place of that personalized, in-person evaluation of your home with a good realtor.
Right, because when a seller has a question, when they come to a crossroad and they don't know what to do, or they start running into problems with the buyer, if they get it under contract, they're kind of stuck. They really don't have anyone to go to. I know we've experienced some of that with for sale by owner sellers calling us and, realizing that, my gosh, I've got all these questions and I don't know where to turn. So that's another way that realtors are very valuable to their sellers in
I
the
think
process.
in the negotiation process is, that's huge for having a realtor when you start negotiating repairs. And, a lot of times sellers don't even realize that there's going to be a home inspection and that they're, even though you think your home's in great shape, you don't realize there are little things that have to be done or that need to be negotiated.
Right.
And for a realtor to come in and be able to help you go through those negotiations and help you with that aspect and the side of things, I think is very important as well. It doesn't get brought up enough.
Right. So in the end, we don't want, the whole summary of this educational little tutorial here is don't trust your Zestimate.
Don't trust your Zestimate.
And you want to contact your trusted realtor that you know. If you don't know one, you can always contact the house dealer or Mrs. House Dealer. We have a huge ecosystem that we can pull referrals from and that we have interviewed and vetted those realtors. So no matter where you live out there, if you're looking for a realtor in your area and you don't know where to start, you can always give us a call and we can help you with that. But just don't believe everything you see on Zillow. It's a great tool for searching your homes, but I think you've heard today here from Jason, and especially these recent experiences with the seller could have lost a lot of money had they not used a realtor. Just give us a call. We'd love to talk with you if you're interested in selling your home.
Yeah, give us a call and we'll give you a personalized evaluation of your home. And if you live outside the area, like Selena said, we'll be happy to hook you up with a really trusted realtor that we've vetted and that we know will do you well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos.
It's been nice talking to you guys today. Hope you tune in on our next video. And so long from
The House Dealer and Mrs. House Dealer.